Did y'all hear about Elden Ring? It hit like 12 million copies sold
Yes,
in like
sir.
what, basically a month.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That is probably the most absurd, like for a new IP. And the one thing I wanted to ask all of y'all is, do y'all think open world is the way? Like, is that
What?
is that the way forward? Like, is that how you like really hit the next level? Because like those, it's not like From Software is new. They not new to this, and like last gen, they was hitting like Bloodborne was the big, huge like, oh fuck, this the big IP that nobody would shut the fuck up about. We got that, and then after that, they put out Dark Souls 3 and Sekiro, and
Sekiro.
none of those hit the kind of heights that Elden Ring did. So do y'all think open world is just the way forward? Like Rakeem, you're the one of us, I believe, that's played Elden Ring, and definitely the one of us that's played it the most. Do you think open world is just like, is that what did it, or was it something else?
I think it was a combination of the open world and the hype train they built around this. They put more effort into the kind of a little bit more of the marketing with the online, like incorporating George R. R. Martin into the story design and the writing design team. They gave a little intrigue to it. The fact that it was just an open world game at all with FromSoft's pedigree meant that like it was Dark Souls, but a little bit different, a little bit more expansive. So that was already kind of attracting people who liked their games already, but then started attracting people who necessarily didn't play their games before because they were, intimidated by difficulty or something like that. But like when you're in an open world game, as you all know, there's a lot of stuff you can do outside of the main storyline or the main, path you have to do. So some people can find that sense of adventure and action really well. And to be honest, I can't say that's not the truth because look what happened with Assassin's Creed when it went open world. At least early on with Origin and Valhalla and Odyssey, those games did incredible. Witcher 3 when it went open world did great. One of the most legendary RPGs of all time. And now Elden Ring apparently is there too. So I can say that open world probably adding on to design. I mean, it's hit or miss for me. I do think open world is great, especially this world. This world's great. I've really been enjoying the exploration of Elden Ring. Really great game. Recommended to, I can't say to everybody, but you know what? Even if you are kind of miss about it, give it a shot. I think you'll like it more. I've got a lot more friends of mine to try this game just from the popularity. Popularity makes a difference too. I've gotten friends who never play these type of games. And I mean a lot of them, and they're just buying it. It's like, hey, let's see what this is about because it seems like everybody's playing it. I think it's that. I think it's, the hive mind mindset a part of it. Being able to play a Souls game with a lot of people or people you relate to, that makes a big difference. Because I remember when Skyrim was popular, a lot of people kind of jumped onto that because they knew people who had the game or tried it. They can't even have multiplayer in it. Just from just the hype alone, they got the game. So I agree with you saying. I think that might be the way forward. I know it's already kind of a thing now. Anyway, it's starting to become more of a thing with other games outside of it. Ubisoft had a whole generation, a whole couple years where every game they made was open world, and they were selling out. Like they regardless of like what gamers were saying, reviewers were saying, they were selling. So clearly,
kind of.
Yeah, gamers are resonating with open world design. So yeah, I think that might be the way forward. I mean, GTA kind of opened the doors with like sandbox games, and this is kind of the next level of that to a degree, if you think about it that way. So I'm here for it. If it's a good game, that's all I care about.
Will, do you think open world is just like the wave? Do you think that's the wave? Is that like the thing that makes games more popular? And does that bother you?
It really doesn't bother me so because I'm really not huge on like big open world games like that because in my mind, when I see open world, the first thing that comes to my mind is it's going to drop me in, give me some sort of synopsis or something to kind of go by. And then once it lets me loose, where do I go from that point? Aside from having like maybe a way marker or something that'll tell me, hey, you need to go over here to do this, or I'll venture off into this area here to do this. And I've never been a fan of them. And just like Keem said, based on popularity, people get these games and they want to try them out. And I myself have played Bloodborne, and I do have the other Souls games here as well. And I went and got Elden Ring because I was like, I want to give this game a shot because I want to see what it's about. Because I want to try it. I want to play this. I want to see what everybody's talking about. Because open world games don't click with me. And for me to come up here and buy this based on what I've been seeing and hearing, that says a lot to me. that says a lot to me because I'm like, had this game not taken off the way it did, it would have sat on the shelf. It would have never gotten off the shelf at GameStop for me. It would have never gotten off. But
So you bought it
somehow,
because like it was so popular, or
yeah,
like because it was that as opposed to it being like a Souls game because you did say you had Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, I believe.
yeah. I have the whole trilogy sitting over here next to me right now. I have the whole trilogy plus I played Bloodborne, and I was like, let me give this Elden Ring a shot. And here I am right now. I hadn't started it yet, but best believe I will. I'm not gonna sit up here and let it collect dust. But I bought it based on the popularity because so many people are playing it, so much positivity is around it. And I feel like if you get this type of traction and like you hit the ground running like this, 12 million in a month, and everybody's constantly playing the game, people can't seem to put it down compared to the other stuff they've been playing, and people who never play it. I gotta see what's going on at that point.
I
I
won't
got to.
put it down. I won't.
It is true. Like every time I see Rakeem play, like every time I go downstairs, I see Rakeem playing it. It's like every day, like at least 3 to 5 hours, he just like in it, going at it. So I don't know how many hours he deep in it at this point, but it's a lot.
About 60.
Oh,
Jesus. All right. Well, man,
all
it's
right,
glad you're enjoying it.
I don't know, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. But to kind of close off, I think open world is kind of the way to go at this point. Not necessarily the way to go, but it's an option for quite a few developers out there that make games. So if someone wants to make another open world game, I think Elden Ring is kind of the bar to try to hit, but I don't think too many people are going to hit it, much less pass it. I think they're going to get close enough to kind of touch it, or maybe just be right below it. So if someone tries to make this next game, I think they're gonna really have to push themselves, and they can't make it within a year's time. They cannot do it. They're gonna have to take their time with it. And another thing, kind of relating to what Keem said with how open world is, I've seen a lot of people talking about how Breath of the Wild may have had some influence on that when Elden Ring was on his way out. So I don't know with the whole Breath of the Wild Elden Ring comparison, because I know a lot of people love Breath of the Wild for that whole open world thing, but I've also seen people take a dump on it because they're like, it's just a bunch of expanses of nothing as compared to what Elden Ring does. Where Elden Ring, like, you find something at every turn.
You really
So,
do.
but I think open world is just the next road to take for a lot of people. I don't know who's gonna do it next. I don't know who's gonna do it better, who's gonna do it worse. I'm scared to see who's gonna do it worse. Looking at you, Square. Don't fuck this up if you do go that way.